Hello everybody, welcome to A Moment with Missy on Periscope. Gonna give people a chance to join in. Hello, oh hi Ebony, how are you? Welcome. Gonna let a few others join in. Naeem, Songbird, hi. Welcome. I missed you guys last week. Welcome to my replay viewers. Hey, Toki Monstar. Hey, Naeem, howdy. Yeah, Ebony, hi. Are you in the April challenge with Cece? Ebony? I think you might be in that room with me. I got wings. What? Hi, Mrs. Brown. Murat. Hope I'm saying that right. What are you talking about, Naeem? You have wings. Did I forget something? Oh, yeah, Ebony, because maybe she made reference to you on the scope or something. I think she made reference to you on the scope. That might be what it was. Alrighty, so I think I'm going to turn the camera around. Got enough folks to get started. If I can do it right. Yay, I did it right. Welcome. Hi, EJ Williams. How you doing? So I missed you guys last week. I wasn't able to scope because I wasn't feeling well. But I'm back. All right. So welcome to everybody. Welcome to the replayers. My name is Melissa Elise Hall, Miss Missy. And you have joined A Moment with Missy on Periscope. I am an author, a speaker, and the founder of Moments with Missy, which is a platform for empowerment, inspiration, and motivation. And I am so excited about today's scope for several reasons. Blondine, welcome. For several reasons, I'm excited. I think one, today was my first day. I'm the least nervous today, so I must be getting more comfortable. So I'm the least nervous, and the topic that I'm going to talk about is really, really close to my heart. It's pretty passionate. So as you see, it's like, yeah, yay. I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. I had to push myself out of my comfort zone, and it's been interesting, but it's fun. So since I talked to you guys last, a lot has happened. I think it's been 2 weeks. I've been away. I do mentoring as well on the side. And I did a girls getaway trip. I have solidified the next Moments with Missy event. And it's going to be... Oh, your picture is blurry? Is anybody else's picture blurry? Can you guys see me clearly? Okay, so it's probably a Periscope thing if it's happening. Sometimes you might have to, oh, it's better now. So sometimes you have to go out and come back. Okay, cool. Yeah, sometimes Periscope has glitches. Yay, so everybody's saying it's all better. So yeah, so in the meantime, I attended an event and I solidified a Moments with Missy event date. So save the date. It's going to be May 14th of this year. If you, yes, you can. Yes, please. And thank you for the hearts. Invite people to the scope. The way you, in case you don't know how to do it, the way you invite people to the scope. Android, I think you have to scroll up, and Apple, I think you have to scroll left or right. But just, it'll actually say share broadcast. Yeah, I see you did it, Ebony. And then you can just share it. So that's totally fine. So yes, so I have an event coming up May 14th. I'm going to post that on my website, which is www.momentswithmissy.com. And I'll also, we'll put it in the mailing list. So if you're not on my mailing list and you want to join the mailing list, go to the website, and then that way you'll actually get it right to your inbox. So I'll also create an event on Facebook. You'll see it around, but it's going to be awesome. So today's topic, is one, like I said, is close and is dear to me. And it's like, yeah, okay, so who said that? And you're probably thinking, who said what? Exactly. You know, we have this way that we think we have to live, right? This way that life is supposed to be, caught up in this perfection, looking for things to be a certain way. And you know, it's like, who said anything had to be anyway, like, you know, when we live like these cookie cutter lifestyles sometimes, you know, if you're going to be successful, success looks a certain way, happiness has to look a certain way. You know, even the standard, like, tall, dark, handsome for men, you know, like, there's certain standards that we say, okay, it's got to be this way, it's got to be that way. My life has to be, you're bored with the box. Oh, yeah, exactly. Getting outside the box, right? It's like, if you're a speaker, you got to speak this way. And if you are a business owner, you got to do, like, these rules, this whole idea that life has to fit in this box and it has to be a particular way. And so I was thinking earlier this week about my own life, and I'm like, who said it had to be that way? Like, you know, I find myself, and I'm sure we all do it sometimes, frustrated, wanting life to go according to this certain idea that's in our head, or go according to how you see other people's lives play out. But it's like, who said it had to be like that? Like, who sat down and made up these rules? Like, who told you your life had to be perfect, that you had to finish high school, then go to college, graduate, you know, of course, on honors, get a great job, 6 figures, you know, who said everything had to just flow smoothly? And I think a lot of times when we try to make life fit in the box and make life fit according to the ideas that's in our heads, that's when we get really frustrated. And I just found that to be true, even as I'm branching out and doing moments with Missy, and different doors and opportunities are opening up. You know, even if if I'm doing a post or if I'm talking with someone, like, I have to understand my life has its own course, and I can't pattern moments with Missy after something I see. It has to be after what Moments with Missy is. And the same is for you. Your life has a course, you have a path, and you need to navigate that according to what works with you, instead of comparing what's in your head or what someone is saying. So that's what I use the term getting caught up in fantasies and mental pictures, right? Instead of embracing reality. And I'm learning more and more that this stuff in my head is like, yeah, walk in your truth. Like, who said that it really had to go according to a specific timeline? You know, like, it's time that we really shake ourselves, and instead of always measuring life by how we think it should be, or how someone else's life is, or, you know, say, you know, this is my life. Am I happy? Does it work for me? Am I doing my best? You know, if the answers to those questions is yes, then I think that's what's most important, instead of trying to have a cookie cutter lifestyle. Even for those of you who follow me from the business groups that I'm in, like with our businesses, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we shouldn't have guidelines and standards, you know, and pattern ourselves after things that work and are tried and true. What I'm talking about is when we get stuck trying to be someone else, or trying to live the life that's in our head, and not take where we actually are and go from there. You know, like trying to do something that your life just isn't meant to do. So just trying to shake ourselves. That was my biggest. Thank you. Who is that? Gatherer. Awesome. Welcome. Thank you so much. But yeah, I've learned it, because I noticed, you know, I'm my most unhappy, or I am unhappy or the most stressed when I'm trying to get life to fit in the box that's in my mind, or when I'm looking at someone else's brand or someone else's business and I'm like, oh, is mine like that? Did I do that like that? Like, who said they were the standard? You can take what works for people and apply it to your life, and, you know, just to see if it works for you. But I just think it's something to really watch out for. So I'm really excited in this season. Moments with Missy has some exciting things coming up. Like I said, I do have an event in May. I am going to, yes, definitely, Ebony. I'm going to start to blog more consistently. I started my blog maybe a year and a half ago, and I have been doing it like once a month, but I'm actually taking part in a challenge to do it once a week. And my blog is blog.momentswithmissy.com. And if you actually go to the website, momentswithmissy.com, there's a link. You can click on it and go to the blog. And in my blog, what I'll be doing is actually teaching life skills. I know it sounds boring, the terminology, but I will actually talk about mindset, how I work through my life, its challenges, and all the great moments, and keeping things in proper perspective. So thank you so much. Yes, that's the blog, and then the website is momentswithmissy.com. So the challenge is every week. So actually today, sometime this evening, I'm going to post a new blog, or make a new blog post rather, when I get off here. So I really just want to encourage everybody, because a lot of times in life, like I said, we miss out on realizing, we miss out on where we are, right? We're either so caught up in trying to get to the next point or stuck in the past, and we miss out on where we are. The past is very important. It plays a role in who we are today. The future is extremely important. It determines where we'll be tomorrow, right? But today is the thing we have the most control over. And if we choose to not be in the reality of today and deal with the moment, it makes life so complicated. It's so important to say, where am I at today? What am I doing? Is it working for me? Am I happy? Am I fulfilled? Why am I doing what I'm doing? I believe in asking myself these questions. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Is it because someone wants me to do it? Is it because it's what I want to do? You know, being today, even when it comes, that's true, because that's what you really have. And it is hard to move on from the past. I don't at all disregard the past. I'm not one of those people that's like, man up, get over it. In that particular sense, being insensitive, because there are things in the past that really do affect us. But that's when, instead of living in it, I like to do reflection in the present and say, okay, why am I having this issue here? Why is this difficult here? Or okay, I see this particular thing makes me super, super happy. Why? I'm all into digging into the why. And you will find when you start digging in the present why, it's going to automatically roll back. If there's things from the past, like for example, why is it that every time I come across, a short, bald person, I feel scared, for example? And it might be, because there was a short, bald person like some amount of years ago who did this, that, and the other. So it affects your today, but you have to deal with today. And and know yourself, because that really helps. Sometimes I just like, why is this bothering me? So I don't want to hold you guys really long. I like to just kind of pop in and give you little tidbits of what is going on in my head, in my life. Unpack the hurt and pain. You really have to do it. And actually, it's really uncomfortable because it involves honesty. And this is another part that I will touch on is, like, I'm all about helping people grow. But if you're not willing to be honest and do the work, you're not going to grow. Your life won't change. You'll never find you're happy. That's the terminology I've been using in a hashtag, found my happy. I found my happy because I had to do the work, and I had to acknowledge where I was, the hurt and the pain. Like you said, you have to face it. And if you're, exactly, that's what liberates you. Because if you, like I used to do, say, this doesn't bother me, I'm strong, that don't bother me. And then down the line, you're all, crippled, emotionally crippled, depressed. There's people that are walking around angry because they won't acknowledge the simple acknowledgement that something hurts them, something bothers them. And if we're not willing to be honest, we'll just keep going in circles and circles and circles. It might be, your honesty might be, you know what? I really don't feel like doing what I need to do to be successful. That might be your honest truth. Your thing might be, I'm a procrastinator. Hello. Welcome. We all have a different truth, and you have to recognize your truth. Your truth might be, I'm overly sensitive. Your truth might be, I'm I'm anxious. I'm scary. I'm scared to take risks. I'm scared to step out of my comfort zone. Acknowledge that. Especially my men folk. My macho men folk who want to just be so strong. That is strength when you can admit where you are, admit your shortcomings, admit your frailties, admit your flaws. You don't have to broadcast it to the world, but do it to yourself. I love the men folk. I do. They have a special place in my heart. And it's true, a lot of these men, I'm gonna deal with the men folk for a little bit, are not so quick to open up and talk to someone. But you gotta, if you can't get to someone first, at least start with yourself. You gotta admit it. Look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm scared of failure. I'm scared I won't be the man that society wants me to be. You have to start somewhere. And if not, you're just going to continue the cycle and you'll be stuck. There's a lot of people that are stuck, that have spent 5 years, 10 years, 15 years stuck simply because they would not be honest with themselves. So the power is in your hand. There's only so much that I can do, but so many just stuck because you won't admit the truth. I'm lazy. I want everything easy 2 times. Come on. It's time for us to just face it. I've had to do that. And it works for women too. It's not just a men thing, but you have a lot of people that are unsatisfied with themselves. And you're trying to get in relationships with people. You're trying to start businesses and do all these great things in life. And you haven't even dealt with the person inside. I'm not going to tell you that everything you do will fail, but I will tell you that you will not experience the maximum success until you address who you are, where you are, and why you're there. So that's really crucial. So when I do workshops, and I'm actually going to, I guess I'll spill the beans. I'm working on structuring it, but I'm actually going to offer more services that will include empowerment chats, where I actually will talk with people on one-on-one. Take off the mask. I wore a mask for many years. It's easy to smile, like, yeah, this is great. But today my smile is real, but at one point it wasn't. And I was smiling, but not really addressing that, I'm miserable. I don't even like what I do. So, that's the thing. Like, I tell people, don't do things. We're adults, okay? Especially you're adult. Don't do things, go places, be in a career, be in relationships, good God, that don't make you happy. Stop being the yes man or the yes woman, agreeing to do everything that you don't want to do. One day I looked up, I'm like, I'm doing stuff I don't even want to do. Like, I don't want to do this. So I'm at this point now, and I'm learning really how to say no. If I don't want to participate in an event, if I don't want to be your friend and have you just calling me, I'm not going to overreach and overextend if it's not what I want to do. And actually, my favorite quote is the Shakespeare quote, "To thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night, the day, that thou canst not then be false to any man." So if you're not honest with yourself, you're going to at some point lie to other people. And I understand in being adults, there are things that you have to do, you don't want to do. I'm not saying, I don't want to pay my bills, so I'm not paying them, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the things where you have a choice. We have a choice. You don't have to. I was talking with someone recently, and they have just allowed people to take advantage of them. Exactly. Embrace your beauty. Say no to the bill. Not paying it. Not this month. You're right. Say no to that. You'd be saying yes to a whole lot of other things. But yeah, come on. We have these people that leech off of us and want to just pull from your energy. Just take. You have the power to just say, no, I'm not doing it anymore. You really don't have the time and the energy to drive people here and there and rip and run. And, you have these people that enter our lives and they just take. And it's really okay. It is okay for you to decide, I'm not giving anymore. Those takers. But this is the other flip side. Remember, we were talking about working within ourselves, right? there are people that are constantly in these relationship dynamics where they're coming across takers because many times they have a need to be needed. And until they admit that, exactly. Until they admit that that's what it is, oh, I just want to be needed. You're going to keep being in relationships with people that take. If you're looking for validation, you're going to find people that will make you feel validated. But then what happens on the other side? What else are they doing? You know, that's what happened with me. I was in a relationship where there were moments I felt really validated. I was looking for external validation. And because I was hooked into that, when the other moments came that were not validating, you're sitting around waiting for the validation to come back again. Validate yourself. Yeah, and I know that I'm kind of throwing a lot out, and it's things that really do take time. I do understand that. I know you're not going to just, oh, I got off Missy Scope and now I'm validating myself. You know, I mean, it just doesn't happen that way, but it's a process, but it starts with being intentional. And I'm going to tell you this, as you have to be honest, and then you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. Because while you're learning to work on yourself and to be selfish in the sense that you were working on you being well, it's going to be a lot of uncomfortable moments because you're going to have to say no. You know, you're going to have to sometimes, yes, make choices that don't feel comfortable in that moment, but they're working to help you as a person. Yeah, so there's a lot that I've learned, and I put a lot of it into my book, Miss Missy Speaks. Oh, okay. Let me know about that, Ebony. I need more information because I don't know what that is, but give me the info. You can email me at missmissy@momentswithmissy.com, or like if you go to the website, you can also do the contact me. That's fine. Thank you. I see here, Little Skinny, you're saying withdraw from people. What do you mean specifically? Withdraw from people? You mean like, do you mean go away in hiding and say goodbye world, forget you all? Or you just tell me what you mean. But, yeah, the book. So I talk about a lot of how I took the steps to learn to validate myself, love myself, make proper decisions in my book, Miss Missy Speaks. And that can be purchased on my website or directly through Amazon, Kindle, or Google Play. It's Miss Missy Speaks. And I actually deal quite specifically the type of examples I'm referring to and the step-by-step process that I took in order to learn how to love who I am. Oh, from negative people. Exactly. And it's hard to do when there are people you live with, or if it's like a spouse. Yes, chapter 6. It's difficult to do it with people that you live with, or if it's a spouse, because sometimes you can't literally withdraw from those people because they're there every day. But that's when you have to make the mental process. And there's times where I can't escape the people, but I have to tell myself, you don't get to control my mood. You don't get to determine how my day plays out. Maybe I can't physically get away from you. If you can physically get away, yes, goodbye. But there are a lot of times people in our lives, because they're family, neighbors, you know, you can't really get away. But you can mentally make a decision and tell yourself, you don't get to be in control. You don't get to dictate how I feel about myself. I'm not giving you that power. You just don't get to do it. And yeah, that works. But chapter 6, Naeem mentioned chapter 6. That's my menfolk chapter. I told you guys I have a special place in my heart for the menfolk. It's interesting because maybe about 8 years ago, 6-8 years ago, within that time frame, I was not so friendly toward the menfolk. I had been hurt and I was really disgusted, and I put all men in one category. I didn't want them to look at me, don't talk to me, don't say hello. I don't want nothing to do with you. And it was because I was hurt. And like I said, I had to do the work, and I had to go through the process, and I had to deal with that it was not all men. Men were not the enemy. That I was hurt. I was wounded. And many times we let one person or a group of people hurt us, and then we just make everyone else suffer for that. So there's so much, like I said, I could say, so I have to break these up in little scopes. But that's chapter 6 is the menfolk chapter, where I do praise the menfolk. I do talk about the unfortunate experiences that I had, but also the fact that there are a lot of good men left. And men get a lot of flack. It's like, where are the good men at? Men are dogs, men are this, men are that. There are a lot of horrible men in the world, just as there are a lot of horrible women. And so I think if we would spend more time on ourselves, and I'm not talking about blaming yourself, because I've been there too. Don't blame yourself. Okay, see you, sweetie. Never blame yourself for anything that anybody's done. But if you do the work and you work on yourself, I promise you'll figure out that it really has a lot less to do with people and more to do with you, your perception, your past, your mindset, your attitude. That really affects us. We bring it into our relationships. We bring it into our careers. We bring it even into our relationship with God. I don't know if you guys believe in God. God is my everything. So if you're not into God and you're offended, I'm sorry. If you have to leave, goodbye, nice meeting you. But God is definitely my number one source of strength. And that's another relationship where it requires honesty as well. He's definitely brought me through many things. I'm going to bring the scope to a close. But just remember that no one has a gun to your head. At least I hope not. Making you live your life a certain way. No one is telling you that you have to speak like Missy or you have to do it like Missy, that you too have to whatever like Missy. We each are individuals. We each have our own path that we have to walk down. And so this is what I'm learning. I have to constantly remind myself, this is my life. And it's not going to play out the way, my head tells me it should play out. It's not going to do it. Amen. And it's just not. Life comes with bumps and bruises and waves, but there's also good times. And appreciate those good times. Celebrate. So as I close, I want to challenge you. I think the last time I left you with some challenges, but I want to challenge you. You hear a lot of talk about be positive, be positive, be positive. But look at the things in your life, the good things, and really be grateful for that. If all you can think of is the fact that you can breathe, do you know how many people are hooked up to oxygen tanks? You can walk. There's people that wish they could just get up from a chair and walk. So no matter what's going on in your life, you have to make your mind set, be positive, and say, and like I say, it goes back to honesty. You can say, I don't like this, I don't like that, I'm dissatisfied with blah, blah, blah. But at the end of it, you need to be grateful and be thankful, because that's the things that's going to keep you going. So much to be thankful for. And if you, or if we forget to be thankful, what really matters? What's happiness without gratitude? What's that great job you want? What's that awesome relationship or that raise or that promotion without gratitude? You're going to always have something to complain about. There's going to always be something that, you're going to hate. You can't be in that moment and be happy. So that's one of my things in being happy. There's a lot of things I could run down to you guys that are not good that's going on in my life. But I have so much to be thankful for that it really outweighs the other things. I'm honest about them. I admit that I don't like them. I'm not going to, act like everything is great, la, 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 and, because that's deception and that leads to more problems. But being grateful. So that's my challenge. When I meet you, what's next week? Yes, I'll be here next week, the 14th. I would love, if you look for the bad, you're going to find it, because, it's everywhere. I could look outside. Yeah, here in Chicago, the weather has been crazy, literally like rain, snow within minutes. So I could just go by the weather and be like, but yeah, you look for the bad, you're going to find it. But that's my challenge. If you guys come back next week, Thursday at 4 o'clock, I would love to open the scope up with the things that we're just thankful for, the things that went right. If you got a 30-cent raise, a 15-cent, whatever it is. So you guys come back with that, okay? We won't have to spend a whole lot of time, but I want you guys to come back and let me know the good things, like what's going on. We're going to celebrate together, okay? And it also will be in honor of my birthday. My birthday is next Friday, so Thursday we'll do a pre-celebration. So all right, so come back, invite your friends. We're going to have a celebration party, and we're going to talk about the things that are working out in our lives, the things that are great. So on that note, I'm going to say toodles until next week. If you would like to keep up with me between now and next Thursday, go to my website, www.momentswithmissy.com. I am on Twitter, Instagram, and I have a public Facebook page. So look for me. I'm out there. Twitter, Instagram and Twitter are Moments, capital W, Missy. Or you can put my name in, Melissa Elise Hall. You will find me, and we can connect. All right. Thank you guys so much for your time. And until then, see ya. Now I have to close. All right. Bye-bye.